At their July 14, 2025 meeting, the school board discussed the New Hampshire Supreme Court ruling made at the end of June 2025. This ruling affirmed that Governor Ayotte's cuts to state educational funding were constitutionally inadequate. School board chair Lori Peters shared more context about that ruling.
The disappointing part of the ruling is that two of the justices just said that the legislature needs to take this up in a timely manner. I would have preferred a deadline. Governor Ayotte said the court reached the wrong decision today. The fact is, New Hampshire is in the top 10 in the country when it comes to funding our children's education. We are evaluating the ruling to determine the appropriate next steps. As we know, though, we are 50th in the nation for the state's portion of that per pupil cost. So the governor was not completely accurate in what she said. She was accurate, but not completely accurate, because most of that money is coming from property owners. The Supreme Court's ruling is about the state's side, and the state funding, like Lori says, they have more sources of revenue that spreads the pain out across more people, that lowers the burden on your lower working class and middle class families.
Assistant Superintendent for Business, Matt Chevenel, shared his opinion on the state of New Hampshire's contribution in grant money.
The grant money is what reduces the share that people pay out of pocket to fund the schools. That has not changed in 25 years. Has the cost of health insurance and labor and utilities and maintaining buildings and inflation changed in 25 years? You darn right it did. And now I hear that the governor has put a 2-year moratorium on any building aid whatsoever. So if you're a school district out there that needs to build a new school because of either expansion, or you have a school that's currently in decay that needs to be replaced, forget about it.
Chief Educational Officer Bill Olson explained the impact that the current rate of funding has on school districts throughout the state.
It is impossible to continue at this current rate of funding. It's bringing every school district essentially into insolvency. And we're just trying to do the best job we can with whatever resources we're able to obtain, and something has to give.
School board member Jenna Hardy followed up to express the need for representation at the state level, encouraging others to reach out to their representatives.
We want the children in this town to receive a free and appropriate public education. In this town, we've done a good job of doing what we can with what we have. And at this point, the state needs to step their responsibility up. It is the job of our representatives in Merrimack to go to the state and be our voices. And as taxpayers, we heard it here on the board, we heard it repeatedly throughout the budget season, that property tax, the people paying property tax it's too much. It's too much. People need to call their representatives. They need to ask their representatives to meet them. We can't continue to just complain about it. Our representatives have a job to do, and they need to go to the State House next season during the budget season, and they need to figure out how to increase revenue in the state and meet their obligations.
School board chair Lori Peters explained how decisions made by the state affect the school district's budget.
We cannot provide an excellent education with 30 students in a class. We cannot provide an excellent education with outdated curriculum and outdated technology. We cannot provide an excellent education with all part-time teachers who are unlicensed. We cannot provide an excellent education by cutting down our interventionists, our special education funding, which we can't do anyway legally. We cannot provide an excellent education by allowing our buildings to become dilapidated. We cannot provide an excellent education by cutting out the resources for students to be 21st century ready, which is not just reading, writing, and math. It's so much more than that. We cannot provide an excellent education by cutting our co-curriculars and our athletics. And those are the kind of cuts we're talking about. When these kinds of votes are made, and when the resistance to the state Supreme Court ruling is given, they're asking us to make those kinds of decisions.
As the school board neared the end of the discussion, members concluded by suggesting a draft letter addressing these concerns be made.
We could send another letter saying, now that this ruling has come down from the state Supreme Court, we ask that you respect the checks and balances of our state constitution and set a deadline for honoring the ruling.
Maybe we should also send a letter to our representatives here in Merrimack that make sure they understand the direct impact this has on our town and on our property taxpayers, and as a board, formally ask them to align their votes with proper funding.
To learn more, download Merrimack TV from your device's App Store.